A very good morning to each one present here in this room. I warmly welcome you all to Skilling on Saturdays. And today we have with us our esteemed guest speaker, Rajesh Murthy. Let me introduce him. Rajesh Murthy has been walking the path of a productivity advisor and a transformational coach since 1997. With over 27 years, he has quietly guided individuals and organizations to break free from distractions, overcome self sabotage, and achieve results they once thought impossible. He is the author of Amazon #1 bestseller, Uncomplicate, the novel art of leaving things undone. Rajesh's work is not about doing more, it's about becoming more. His simple yet profound methods help people build the inner strength to focus on what truly matters, make high value decisions, and buy back their time,
अब
energy,
जाएगा.
and life. Somebody got unmuted in between. Kindly keep yourself muted. With deep humility, Rajesh credits his journey to the thousands of people he has had the honor of working with leaders, talented professionals, and driven entrepreneurs alike. Over the past 2.5 decades, his sessions are less about motivation and more about transformation, helping you become the person who naturally gets results. So, with this brief introduction, I warmly welcome you, Rajesh sir, on Skilling on Saturdays.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I guess I can take over?
Yes, most
Okay.
welcome.
Yeah. If you can make me the host, please,
Yes,
I mean
yes.
co-host, so that we can go ahead and straight away get into the session. I see a lot
Right.
of familiar faces. I see a lot of my friends here, and yeah. So there are two things where before we begin. One is with your kind permission, I'm going to mute probably everyone, and whenever you have a query, you can always, of course, interact with us on the chat box, and we can always make you live if that is okay with you, so that there is no background noise that actually creeps in. If that is perfectly fine with everyone, so that is the first thing, and yeah. So now that you made me a host, all right, all right. Thank you. Thank you. I think we are good to go. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you. I cannot appreciate this team enough, Skilling on Saturdays, who've been kind enough to invite us to this particular session today. And I've been in this space for about 27 years. My story later, I am from Bangalore, but currently I live in Hyderabad. And it's a pleasure to see each one of you. Showing up at 7 a.m. is not easy, but despite the fact that it is not easy, all of you created the time. You didn't make the time, you didn't take the time, you created the time that you could have else put elsewhere, and you are investing your energy. So we're going to make sure that it's going to be worth your time and your energy. So let's get started straight away. All right. So Ms. Shivani was talking about the different things that we do from the year 1997, to be precise, October 97. So this 2027, it will be a 30-year journey, 3 decades of transformation. There are three things that we mainly offer. Number one is transformation. That is, you come in as A and you leave as Z, completely transformed. Because this room rewires you to the new you. You cannot be who you are and who you want to be both at the same time. One version of yours has to disintegrate, isn't it? You know, just give me a moment. I'll just see if the audio is perfectly fine. Now it's okay. All right. So you cannot be who you are and who you want to be both at the same time. One version of yours has to disappear. This is what most people fail to understand. One leg in the back door. I want that, but then I'm not willing to give up on who I am. I'm not willing to give up on my habits, on my behaviors, on my attitude. How do you know a program works? How do you know a leadership intervention works? Because there is a behavioral change. If there is no change in behavior, that means that person has not decided yet. So number one, transformation. So one version of yours has to, disintegrate. Interestingly, that version was always there with you right from the day you were born. And it has always been nudging you. That's what you call as hunch or hunches or a deja vu kind of feeling, a superconscious, superconscious nudge that says, enough is enough. Buy back your life, buy back your time, change at least now. Human beings don't change. Human beings change when there is no other option left but to change. And that is when they probably change. So, number one is transformation. Number two is speed. You see, fast action takers are money makers. The universe loves speed. Slow is boring. Slow is painful. Suppose I lay down a bed of coals for you, burning coal, hot bed of coal, and I ask you to walk on it. You're going to burn your feet. If I'm going to ask you to run on it, now you're going to feel the warmth of the coal. So, when you go slow, what happens is you see very less of life per life. Let me explain this. When you walk fast, or when you go with predictability, and when you are perfectly imperfect, and when you take fast imperfect action, what happens is you end up seeing more life per life versus somebody who probably goes very slowly and drags him or her across the finish line. Elon Musk had this wonderful thing. When somebody says, this will take about 10 years of time to accomplish, Elon used to ask this question, a brilliant question: how can I accomplish the same thing in 6 months? How can I bend reality? How can I bend time and disconnect my revenue generation from time? It's a brilliant question. Now what happens is, when you try to achieve something in 6 months versus 10 years, you're going to fail. But you're going to fail forward. That's a beautiful thing. And you're going to fail much ahead of someone who thought it'll probably take 10 years and turned off his efforts. Because time has a nature of, habit of expanding in the given space that you give it. So beautiful, isn't it? So number one is transformation. Number two is speed. Whatever has to happen now. They sold you and me on that insane story. For kids, it's okay. That the hare and the tortoise. Just ask yourself, can the tortoise ever win? In fact, it's the tortoise that sleeps, not the hare. So when you are in momentum, what happens is, see, an object in motion continues to remain in motion until and unless it is acted upon by an external force or an event, isn't it? So when you're rolling, you keep rolling. So fast is the way you probably go in life. Fast action takers are money makers. That is why, 2/3 of God's name, G-O-D, is go. So number two is speed. Number three is a brand new identity. So you take on a brand new identity. That is why identity rewiring is something that most people don't do at all. Past 5 years, I've been in this space for 27 years, but post-COVID, past 5 years, I'm deeply entrenched in this place called identity rewiring. How can let me help you meet a you that you have not met yet. There is a you in you that you have not seen yet. And my job is to help you meet a you that you have not met yet. And when you do that, that day when you meet that you're stunned. You know why? Because that you is not somebody whom you don't know. It's not a stranger. That is a you that was already inside of you, right from the day you were born. So you'll have to discover or rediscover yourself, or awaken to a new state of conditioning, awaken to a new state of enlightenment. Before even I go ahead and probably present something, I just want to give you a small little anecdote or a story, I would say a small snippet from a book that I was reading. I was once going through a book. Bear with me for about 1 to 2 minutes of time, because this will change the way you look at life. I was going through this book, and the last para of the book said something so profound. It hit me so hard that I could not sleep that night. The author said, the ideal situation for a man or woman to die is to have his or her family members surrounding the person's deathbed, praying for that person as he crosses away, as he passes away into the other world. But imagine, if you will, that instead of the friends and family around the person who is about to die, standing around his bed instead are his ideas, his goals, his dreams, his ambitions, his talents, his capacity, with which he did nothing in his lifetime, all staring at him with large, angry eyes and telling to him, we came to you, only you could have given us life, and since you decided not to do anything with us, tonight, sadly, we have to die with you forever. And the question is, if we died now, If you die tonight, then what dreams, what goals, what ambitions, what talents, what gifts will die with us tonight forever? That is why it is so beautifully said the wealthiest place in the world is not in the Fort Knox in USA where they have all the gold reserves and supplies in the world. The wealthiest place in the world is not in the Middle East where they have oil under the ground. The wealthiest place in the world is not in South Africa where they have diamond mines under the ground. The wealthiest place in the world is the cemetery or the graveyard. You know why? Because there you have books never written, songs never sung, sermons never given, speeches never delivered, love that was never shared, talents that were never nurtured, gifts that were never developed, love that was never shared. You know, we all come into this world as an accident, and God wants us to win, and God wants us to lead that abundant life, and that life of magnificence, and that life of significance, and yet we settle for less. It's a sin. That is why the scriptures, right from the Upanishads, the scriptures, they tell us you should be ashamed to die until you've made a major contribution to humankind. It's not how well you have lived your life that matters, but how many lives have lived well because you lived, because you existed. How many lives are better off because you are existing, because you are here on this planet? What value? How can you deepen your influence, widen your impact, and how can you make money? I always talk about these three important things. You and me, we have one fundamental or primary goal in life. There are three things in life. Number one, impact. Number two, influence. And number three, income. What do you think comes first? This is where everybody gets it wrong. You want to make a difference in the world? What do you think comes first? Anybody in the chat box? Your income, your influence, and your impact. What comes? All right? Okay, beautiful. Dr. Rakesh says income. Beautiful. Influence. Beautiful. Influence. All right? Nobody for impact? Impact. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Anything else? All right. If you don't try to get the income first, and if you trying to make the impact and influence, you will go broke trying to make that influence and impact. That is why we have a lot of broke experts in this world. See, money is a wonderful tool. The reason you should make a lot of money in life quickly, as quickly as possible, so that you can get money out of the equation. When you get money out of the equation, what happens? Life becomes primary and money becomes secondary. Not many people probably talk about this. You want to get money out of your way by quickly making as much money as possible, because that money will allow you to have a wider impact and a deeper influence. What you make with that, what you do with that money is different, but it will allow you to have a deeper and a wider impact and influence when you make a lot of money. Here is a very tricky thing. Here is a wonderful distinction. We teach our people time and money are not connected. The entire world believes that time and money are not connected. Time and money are connected. That's why they make a linear income. They say steps to success. When I ask you the ladder of success, what are you visualizing right now? There's a ladder and you have to climb rung by rung. Totally wrong. Why don't you descend the ladder of success? We teach that in our program called the 4 levels of value. Why do you want to climb the ladder of success? That's a wrong way. That's a wrong model. That's painfully long. Step by step, rung by rung. Why don't you why don't you descend from the ladder of success? Do the reverse thing. You may say, how? Because there are 2 ways in which you can add value that the outside world is probably not aware of, because they earn something called as the linear income. See, that is why there is a neurologist probably who makes about, consider probably Europe or the US markets, they make somewhere around 10 to 20 million a year. Highly paid neurologists. Somebody might scream, that is unfair. Nobody should be making that kind of money. See, that is what is the difference between a capitalist and a communist. I'm not getting into that thing. Just telling you, a communist looks at a house and says, big house, and says, no man should live in such a big house. A compassionate capitalist looks at the same house and says, every man ought to have such a big house. So there's a fundamental shift in thinking. It's very important for us to understand that time and money are not connected. But as long as we believe that it's easier to make a lot of money in a short span of time than to make consistent money over a painfully long amount of time. It's very important for us, impact, influence, and income, first focus on helping clients, because the only way the market knows to transact with the value what you're giving them is by money. Because if you're going to give me services, I'm not going to give you a bag full of fruits or a sack of rice, isn't it? The only way the world transacts with you is with income. And income is a fantastic tool to gauge if I'm doing the right thing or not. That means the more money I make, the more value I'm offering. See, for example, I've got a device in my hand, for example, this, and that costs me about 10,000 rupees. I give you the device or the product, and you give me 10,000. Suddenly, what has happened? The money what you have in your pocket now feels meaningless, seems insignificant compared to the value what I'm offering you, isn't it? And immediately you're willing to trade that money what you have in your pocket, and you say, take my money and give me that value because that is priceless. That is exactly how you make money. And once you do that, you can further your impact, deepen your influence, and you can make a world a different place, world a completely different place to live in. That is why entrepreneurship is such a wonderful model. I love employees. I love. I was also an employee way back about 27 years ago. I love them. See, as long as your job is putting food on the table, roof on your head, and clothes on your kids' back, be grateful to a job. But then if you're considering entrepreneurship, nothing like it. Because entrepreneurs, the reason I love them is because they solve problems that are not even theirs. Interesting, isn't it? An entrepreneur jumps off a cliff without a parachute and he builds one all the way while going down. And you don't even know where the next dollar is going to come from, where the next rupee is going to come from. You will go broke trying to make that influence and impact. You borrow money to pay your employees and you still run an organization because their livelihood depends on you. It's a fantastic field. Both. So let's go straight into today's program. We have a fantastic program that is lined up. Okay, my job is not to share, and that is not generally we do, but then I'm going to share this. And I'm going to toggle between this screen and my main screen. So for that to happen, then let me share my entire screen so that wherever I'm going, you will be able to see this. All right, so let's go. 6 powerful distinctions that will put you ahead of 99% of the society. One of my mentors, his name is Dan Kennedy. Many of you probably must have known, the guru of marketing. And this person says 99% of the people in the world are wrong. In fact, he has stood by the truth for almost 60 years. He says most people don't even know what they are doing. And it doesn't mean in a very, in a way that you put down people. That is not the way he probably talks about. He talks about the way they fundamentally operate their lives, the things they pay their attention to, the kind of decisions they make, and the kind of energy that they spend. So let's go quickly into these 6 powerful distinctions that will put you ahead of 99% of the people in the world. All right. So I'm not going to go, okay, let's go. All right. Before even we begin, Madam Shivani, in the beginning of this particular session, she said that there is a book that I wrote. Yes, there are many ebooks, but this book is available on Amazon. This is the book that I'm talking about. It's called Uncomplicate, The Noble Art of Leaving Things Undone. Now, 2019 December, this went on to become the Amazon bestseller. There is nothing great about it because I wanted to write that for almost 20 years. How many of you postpone things in life? Anybody? Hands up. How many of you postpone things? Very good. Some people are so lazy, they postpone this question also. Same question again, we'll see at that time. All right. So, all right. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. All right. So you can download a copy of this book free. You don't have to buy it for $3.99, or you can probably order on Amazon if you're fond of a physical book like the way I am. I love to hold a book in my hand, or it's on Kindle. You can go to any Amazon, not just .in, .com, .japan, Australia, all over, anywhere. You can probably, but Amazon.in because we are right now here in India. All right. So even before I can go into the session, let me go back to the Zoom session that we are in. All right. I think we'll have to toggle between showing the screen and not showing the screen. That would be a better way. Let me stop this share. I want you to see me full screen so that when required, we can straight away go into the session. All right. All right. Here is distinction number 1 that will put you ahead of 99% of the people in the world. The first one. Bhagavan Sri Krishna was a beautiful storyteller. Lord Jesus was a wonderful storyteller. He who can tell stories, he takes the world alone. He takes the whole world with him. And he who cannot narrate stories goes the lone road alone. So everything begins with a story. Here is a fantastic story on a Saturday morning for you. Long, long ago, in a village, there lived a young and strong man. The only problem with this young man was he was jobless. He didn't have any job. So one fine day, we all know the story in one way or the other. One fine day, as the young man was going around the country woods looking for a job, in search of a job, he bumped into a timber camp, a wood cutting camp. The boss of the timber camp, looking at the muscles of this young man, was overjoyed. He asked the young man, what do you do for a living? And the young man said, sir, I'm jobless. I don't have any job. So the boss of the timber camp told him, young man, from this day onwards, wood cutting job is yours. So on the day one of employment, this young man was given a brand new axe. And the young man set himself to forest, worked from morning till night with terrific zeal and enthusiasm, and at the end of day one, he was able to fell 7 huge trees. On the second day, seven trees. On the third day, 6 trees. On the 8th day of employment, when the boss was going around supervising the job that he had given to the young man, he found the young man perspiring, sweating profusely, unable to even fell a single tree from the morning. So the boss asked him, he accosted him and asked him, young man, why is your performance coming down day by day? And the young man said, master, I don't know. I've been working for the same length of time with the same axe that you had given me and with the same zeal and enthusiasm. I don't know why my performance is coming down. So the boss of the timber camp questioned the young man. Can anybody in the chat box, what did the boss ask the young man? Yes, absolutely right. The boss of the timber camp asked the young man, like Mr. Anurag says, young man, have you taken some time out of your busy schedule to sharpen that axe? And the young man said, master, he says, master, I was so busy, completely involved, totally drowned in my work, and I did not do anything of that kind. Now the boss of the timber camp looks deep into the eyes of the young man and tells him, young man, please understand, it is not important that you work harder. What is important is how sharper, how smarter you work throughout your life. Like the young man in my story, many of us, we work for about 6 hours a day, 8 hours, 10, 12, sometimes even 16 hours a day, 5 days, 6 days, sometimes all 7 days of the week. But for all practical purposes, one of your close friends or colleague who seems to be working only for 5 hours a day, 5 days a week alone, seems to be getting the same results that you and I have been getting working for that length of time. My question to you friends is, are you working harder or are you working sharper, smarter? Years ago I was at Bangalore attending a spiritual conference. At the end of the program, towards the end of the program, the spiritual guru said something so wonderful. He said, Rajesh, the number one sin in mankind, immediately I thought it must be murder, because that's a gravest sin you can commit. He said, no, the number one sin in mankind is this word called negligence or neglect. That is why it is so beautiful. He said, negligence starts out as an infection and then it goes on to become a disease. And when negligence becomes a disease, it becomes too difficult to control it later on. You see, you can either pay the price of discipline or you can pay the price of negligence. While the price of discipline, it weighs only few grams or few ounces, the pain of indiscipline, the pain of regret, it weighs tons. I teach people sometimes in my business seminars, sometimes a week of negligence can cost you a year of repair. Sometimes a week of negligence can cost you a lifetime of repair. Negligence also tends to multiply. Discipline also tends to multiply. People come and tell me, Rajesh, I am disciplined everywhere, but this is the only place where I am not disciplined. You cannot be that way. One area of discipline automatically reinforces discipline in every other area of life. One area of negligence automatically disturbs every other area of life. That's why you look at the armed forces. Father is serving somewhere at the border. He's serving the nation. Children, he hardly meets them once a year. But all these kids are disciplined. Kids of armed forces, when you look at them, because all my life I grew up with the armed forces kids. I'm from Kendriya Vidyalaya. So all my life. So, one area of discipline, I have seen these children of armed forces that servitude, that intent, standing for someone, being sympathetic, being empathetic, being courageous, all, it rubs off like an induction. Father is elsewhere, but it rubs off here. Amazing, isn't it? All right. So one area of discipline automatically reinforces discipline everywhere. Everything tends to multiply. Not to think so is naive. You cannot say, I'm almost disciplined. It's like you have a pit to cross and you come running all the way to cross the big pit and you are 99% you have crossed the pit. Now, where will you be? All right. So let's get this straight. Now, one of the most important things that you and I can probably work on is on working sharper. People say, but Rajesh, all this working harder, working smarter, all that is all fine. But how do I work hard? Nobody tells me. How do I work smart? I'm sorry. How do I do it? There's something called the 4 levels of value that is there in our, it's a part of our program, maybe on a different time, because the paucity of time is so less here that I cannot cover that on this particular program. But very important to understand, negligence, it's a sin. I ask people, why do you neglect? People say, because nothing happened. What can be a better answer than that? Human beings always neglect things that should not be neglected because nothing happened today. So you see, since the sky did not fall on my head today, I assume it is safe to repeat the same mistake tomorrow as well. And even before you realize, weeks turn into years and years into decades, and life goes right in front of your eyes like a movie. The saddest words are, I should have, or I would have, but then I didn't. So you can buy back your life the moment you are conscious of 3 things. That is what all our programs are all about. Where do you spend your attention on? Where your attention goes, energy flows. I think almost every guru talks about it. So number 1 is attention. You make sure you are. See, one of the best questions you can ask in life is, what are you doing? Awareness precedes change. See, personal development always precedes financial development. Pity the man whose income grew but he did not. Seldom money crosses first. It's always being stage, which is the personal development first. So number 1 is attention. You always make sure that like a child. Have you ever seen a child eating an ice cream cone? If I give the child an ice cream cone, for the next 5 full minutes, the whole world is ice cream cone for the child. He or she will not even look at you. That is the kind of attention that we are talking about. One of the best distinctions or philosophies can be this: wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, like for example, you're working in your cubicle, 100% attention on the thing on hand. You're partying with probably your office colleagues, 100% in the party. You're spending time with your kids, playing with your kids, 100% time on the kid, not also seeing your mobile phone, not also answering something else or watching television. You're watching television, the wife is coming and talking to you. What's the first thing you do? Turn the television off, take the television, throw it out of the window, turn to your wife and give the gift of your attention to the wife or the spouse. Why did I say throw the TV? Because that's what I did. It's been 20 years since I watched the television. You see that television is also called as the idiot box. Now the box cannot be the idiot, isn't it? The only television that I know is the black screen. The moment you turn it on, I go away. Same thing with the newspaper. People say, Rajesh, if you don't see television, if you don't see probably all these things, then how will you keep yourself abreast with the knowledge of the planet? Don't worry, others will tell you. That is what they are for. And if it is negative, they'll surely look for you and tell you so that you get it. That is why stand guard at the door of your mind like a sentry with a Sten gun, and don't allow anybody, anything to come in. Fiercely guard who talks to you, who do you surround with. See, 3 beautiful questions that can change your life. Fantastic questions. I love these questions. Question number 1, who am I around or who is around me? Often asking this question. What about news? Okay, that's what people will tell you. And if it is negative, they'll look for you. They'll hunt you. All right. So, and that is why in Google and all those things, I've turned off all the notifications. If you probably watch my mobile phone, there is nothing that will probably come. No news, nothing. But the irony is, even then, I know all the news because people don't leave you because they don't want to suffer alone, isn't it? And the news always paints that everything is bad in this world. On the other hand, everything is brilliant in this world. Turn on the news, they'll tell you how terrible the world is, how miserable the world is, how people are suffering. And in the same time that you are probably looking at that my misery and all the other people that are suffering, there are millions of people who are also achieving breakthroughs. There are millions of people who are happy, who are in a wonderful space. They are in their own sanctuary. And this is what is being projected to us. And now you live in that struggle bubble because now you live in an illusionary world. You know, they say so beautifully, one of the most important qualities for success is hallucination. Most successful people who have got what they want, they almost hallucinate. These are not normal people. You got to be weird to become successful in life. How many of you here are weird? You're not normal. Because normal people don't do anything. What does an average man do? He doesn't join this program, he never comes, shows up anywhere. It's a sin. Let others lead normal lives, not you. Let others lead ordinary lives, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others disagree with people and get into circular battles and arguments and waste their time over trivial things and cry over spilt milk, but not you, because you are unique. You are not here. You were not born here to be invisible. One of the most important things in life is to make your face, your voice, and your message clear to the outside world. God does not manufacture junk. He probably taught you many times before he could manufacture you and I. Before we run out of time, we are still stuck in the first distinction. Let's move on. So, number one thing is to make sure that, where were we? All right. So, one of the most important things is to work on your attention. The second one is making high value order decisions. Most people don't decide. The reason they don't decide is because if I have to make one decision, big decision, I also have to simultaneously make a number of small decisions, and that I'm not willing to do. Oh my God, if I make this decision, then you may say, Rajesh, I cannot sleep in the afternoon. I have to give up on my afternoon nap. No, I'm not going to do that. That means if I go on this diet, I cannot eat that things that I love, that sweet and all the other thing. No, then I'm not going to do it. Most people don't decide because every time you decide, you also are deciding simultaneously not to do an infinite number of other things. And that is why people don't decide. They don't decide. They get stuck in that cycle of indecision. The third one is energy. Where are you? Where is your energy going? We all have, like I've crossed 50 years on this planet. I'm 52. Now, as you age, you have very little energy in life. And your energy comes in bursts, little bursts in life. What are you doing with that energy? Who is getting that energy? Are you getting into circular battles, getting into a tactical hell? These are all distinctions what I'm talking about, unique distinctions. Getting into a tactical hell, getting into a circular battle, arguments that don't end. That's why they say a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. The more you try to convince somebody that they are wrong, the harder and faster that they are convinced that they are right. Do not waste your time on trivial things. The moment you stop correcting people for the first time, you will understand, weird, good, you're weird, beautiful, all right, we are all weird. Now, for the first time when you stop correcting people, you will understand how much power you had, how much control you have on yourself. Because people don't want to change. People change only when there is no other option but to change. So let's probably go into this. So these are the three things. The first and foremost distinction will be working on your productivity, working on your own personal performance, and the third thing is working on profits. So for me, I'll put profits first, because once that is there, most things can be taken care of. You need to get money out of the way. Money should not be haunting your life or be the most important thing, because there are so many things that God has created, so many countries, cultures, cuisine, etc. There are exotic places in this world to see. You and I don't have time if you're all the time working on money. That is why you should get rid of money as quickly as possible. When I say get rid of money, work on things that have got a high leverage. Too small a program to probably talk about that now. Let's go straight into the next critical distinction that will put you ahead of almost 99% or 100% of the people in the world. But then that has to start with a story, isn't it? Long ago in the United States, research workers from the Columbian University, they once went to the Boston seaport. And they asked about 100 captains of several ships. They asked all these captains, Captain, 6 months from now, where is your ship going to be? A year from now, where do you think your destination would be? Which port your ship would be banked at, or what kind of business or trade you would have done in that country? To their surprise, 97% of all the captains that they spoke to, they knew exactly where their ships would be 6 months or 1 year from then. And these research workers, you know what they did? They left that 97% of the captains alone, and they came back. And they came back to the same university from where they had originally gone out for research. And that evening, the graduation ceremony was going on, and the graduates were coming out holding certificates in hands like these. And these interviewers, they intercepted them, stopped them, and asked them, can you tell us, now that you're graduating this night, tell us 6 months from now or a year or two from now, Where do you see yourselves in life? How far can you see yourselves in life? And to their shock and to their surprise, they found out 97% of the graduates had no clue as to what they would be doing with their lives, even 5 or even 10 years from that time. And these research workers, you know what they did? They did something interesting. They let go of the 97% of the people and they selected the remaining 3% of the audience, the graduates, and they silently, discreetly, without their knowledge, they followed these 3% of the graduates for the next 27 years of their lives, for the next 27 years of their careers. And they found out that these 3% of the graduates were disproportionately successful as compared to their own counterparts, the other graduates in the class. And not only that, they also found out the total income of all the graduates put together, 97% of them, was insignificantly small as compared to the 3% of the income. Why? Because the 97% of the graduates, they were all the employees, working very hard, no doubt, but in order to achieve somebody's goals in life. Whereas the 3% of them, they were employers. That is why it is so beautifully said in China and in all over the world as well. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. If you do not stand for something in life, you will fall for anything. And it was even more beautifully said by Brian Tracy that people who don't have goals in life are doomed to work for people with goals in life. What a pity. When I don't have a goal for myself, I work for some organization. But when you have your own goal, you become an organization. So beautiful. Somebody once asked Sir Raymond Kroc, or he's also known as Ray Kroc, the owner of the McDonald's chain of fast food restaurants and franchises all over the world. Do you know every 16th hour there is a franchise of McDonald's being opened somewhere in some part of the world? That is the kind of success these people have. That's a different story of McDonald's. But somebody once asked this man, Raymond Kroc, and they asked him, Sir, when did you first become successful in life? And he said, I became successful in my life 20 years ago, sleeping on the park benches without money, totally broke, but visualizing my chain of hotels. And that is why it is so beautifully said, all things are created twice in your lives. First in your mind, later in the physical world or in the real world. Like for example, you have to construct a house. What comes first? The blueprint, and then comes the house. My question is, do we have a blueprint for our own life? And the answer is largely no. Most people, 97% of the people in this world, like Dan Kennedy says, they come into this world as an accident and they die as an accident. There is no perfect design at all in their lives. People plan trivial things with great care, and the most important things are all gone. People, pay so much attention to their antique crap that is there in the house, but not fixing their own life. For example, let's imagine that you have planned a week's picnic to Shimla or to Kullu Manali. And let us imagine that there is 3 months ahead. This is 3 months ahead of time. You still have 90 days. What do you think is the first thing that you would prepare before going for a trip? Anybody in the chat box? I can always unmute you, but then there could be, a disturbance. At the end, anyway, we're going to unmute you. Imagine that you have a week's picnic 90 days ahead of time. All right, ticket, very good. Boarding, beautiful. Anything else? Itinerary, all right, very good. Anything else? What else? Planning, what planning? You're right, planning, schedule. Planning, what kind of planning? You are right. How to experience, all right, taking leave from the boss, the tiger in the office, isn't it? Don't you think all bosses are tigers? All right. So, all right. There are 2 rules in a job. All of us know that, isn't it? Rule number 1, the boss is always right. Rule number 2, if the boss is wrong, look at rule number 1. Budget, very good, excellent, beautiful. All right. That means for a week's picnic to Shimla or Kullu Manali, you are preparing 90 days in advance. My question to you is, are there any preparations going on for the 80-year picnic of our lives? And rightly so. One of the most important distinctions that you and I can work on is on thinking big. It takes the same energy to think big as much as it takes to dream small. So why not think big anyway? Why not dream big anyway? Do you know it takes the same amount of time to get a high-ticket client versus a low-ticket client? And low-ticket clients are a pain. That's why we don't deal with them. That's why we have a level 1 called free level. Come, float in our universe. No questions asked. For eternity, you can float. We'll provide you value. We'll provide you highest value, but no questions asked. High ticket is equal to love. This is how the world operates. That is why, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're listening to this particular session here, you need to only work with high value clients, which is 10x the revenue what somebody else would pay, because they don't irritate you. This is how it works. The free client says, see, I'm joining your program for free. Rajesh, make sure that I really get some value, because I'm investing my time. The 500 rupee client says, Rajesh, I just invested 500 rupees in your program. Do you know what that means? That means I have my vested interest and my footprint on your teaching, coaching universe. Make sure that I get value. The 5,000 rupees client says, Rajesh, this is my lifetime, almost, this is my monthly expense that I have reserved, and I'm investing that. I'm taking a lot of risk by investing 5,000 rupees in your program. The 50,000 client says, see, there's a lot at stake. So, be careful. I want to make sure that you at least spend 8 hours a day exclusively with me. I don't know what you will do. And if you're not going to show up, I'm going to come to your house. And I'm going to follow you wherever you go. You're going. But the 5 lakh client says, money transferred. Thank you. Because all these high ticket clients, they need immersion and exclusivity. Do it exclusively for them, create an immersive experience, get results, not money. They're not hung up on discounts, values, etc. They're what discount can you give me? Can you give me 20% discount, etc. And see, mosquitoes bite a lot of people. Elephants don't bite you, isn't it? All these small things irritate us a lot, whereas big clients are fun to work with. So that is why I have everything free. Come join our free universe, take whatever you want, newsletters, webinars, challenges, everything, but don't ask me for money. I will also not ask you for any kind of money, no trade, nothing. But the moment you decide that you want to upgrade, now there are resources involved. So it's beautiful. The reason I'm bringing this point here is, if you are a coach or an author or a speaker or an entrepreneur, or you create some kind of value, high ticket is the way to go. Offer free. I do a lot of programs for jail inmates, a lot of programs for children who are and kids who are specially abled, etc. People from other societies where they cannot probably afford. Do it free. But when it comes to real value, where your time and energy is probably going to go into it, be very cautious of how you spend your time and who gets it and who does not. All right. So let's go straight into today's session. All right. So one of the most, where is that presentation? All right, here. So the second very important thing is goal setting and actualization of those goals. The 3 V's are visualization, vitalization, and verbalization of those goals. Speak what you want as though you already have it. Nobody talks about that. This is called as the power of the spoken word. See, nothing that you're looking for is actually on the outside. Everything that you're looking for on the outside is already inside you. The things that you want as a result of the outcome is nothing but a result of the income. What is happening inside? When you're complete inside, now you don't need any validation from the outside. You don't need that house. See, in today's world, as you live in, where are we? September 2025, car, a bungalow, a house, these are all not status symbol. The status symbol today is leverage, exponential leverage. Do you have a digital leverage? Can you be at the same time multiple places? Can you clone or replicate yourself? Can you add value of the highest order? Can you build companies that can solve people's problems, practical problems? This is leverage. Not how much gold I have in the bank, not how much money do you have, a SIP or what. This is not the real success at all. So verbalization, speaking what you want as though you already have it. Verbalization is so powerful. The power of the spoken word. I think hardly anybody talks about the power of the spoken word. That is why the Upanishads, they say, speak what you want. Shubh shubh bolo, ashubh mat bolo. The next one is vitalization, which is embodying that the goal is already yours. If you can see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand. So beautiful, isn't it? That means everything that I want on the outside is already on the inside. And as long as you are desperately searching for that on the outside, it's always going to elude you. Rabbits that get chased run away. The more I chase something which is of materialistic nature, the more I'm going to be unhappy. So for example, let's imagine you want a BMW. Now you got your BMW. They call BMW, whatever. So BMW. Now you got your car. Now what? That is why a car, a house, etc. cannot be a dream at all. The only dream that you and I... See, these are all milestones, like a blip on the radar. You just take a car or a house or whatever it is and then move along. The biggest thing is what impact can you have on the outside world? How many lives are better off because you lived? That is why some of the important clients that with we work are our high ticket programs. They don't even look at all these materialistic things because they know that these things get in the way of your greatness. So visualization, vitalization, thinking that as though it has already happened, seeing it already happened. So everything on the outcome is already on inside. You just know, people say, I want to fix my life. You don't have to fix, you just have to align your life. What we are missing is alignment and certain beliefs. We'll talk about it. Goal setting. Why goals in life? I ask people why goals in life. People give me zillion reasons. All the reasons are correct. But that is not the major reason. The major reason for setting goals in life is this. I was once doing a program for a bank called HSBC. Anyway, we are recording, I'm just giving the client's name. And I was doing a program on financial mastery, which is not today's anywhere in this distinction. And I was telling them, set a goal to become a millionaire. And some of them said, why? Why should I be a millionaire, Rajesh? Here is the reason. You should become a millionaire not for the $1,000,000, but not for the money, but for the person that you have to become, in order to become a millionaire. And once you become a millionaire, you can give away all the millions of dollars now in charity, because now the millions of dollars are no longer important, but who you have become in the process of becoming a millionaire is far more important than those $1,000,000. You see, the $1,000,000 is the minor value. The person that you become inside is the major value. The major reason you want to set a goal so big that it brings the heart out of your mouth, it scares the wits out of you, is because you want to see what it can make out of you. 1997 October, I got into this profession. You know why? Not for the money. Money is there. But then, it's important. But the most important reason why we got into this profession is this. What can Rajesh Murthy become out of this profession? What it can make out of me? How much can it stretch me? So that is the reason why you want to probably do things and set a goal. All right. What is the third one? Is it embodiment? Yes. Visualization, vitalization, and verbalization. All right. Let's go. All right. So let's go. All right. Let's go into the third very important distinction before we say the time is up. We still have time. Don't worry. We can quickly manage. It's about 8 to 8:30 is the question and answer. Maybe I'll just borrow 5 minutes from that, because most of the questions are answered here itself. Hopefully you will not have any questions at all. So, all right, let's go. Long ago, another story. Long ago in US, there lived a young man. The only problem with this young man was, as a student, he was not very popular. This young man graduated out from college or school and became a salesman. And as a salesman, nobody was willing to purchase any item from this young man. And this young man was so dejected, so depressed with his life that he thought to himself, life is not working for me, so let me commit suicide. So as this young man was about to commit suicide, a brilliant idea struck this young man. He thought to himself, he asked himself, anyway, my life is wasted. On the other hand, why don't I find out how others are successful? And saying so, he took a pad of paper, pencil, went on interviewing all the highly successful people in the town like you. And one fine day, as the young man was comparing all the notes that he had made for the past 5.5 years, he stumbled upon the most eternal truth that all these highly successful people had one quality in common. And you know what was that? He found out that all these highly successful people had excellent and wonderful human relations, not Napoleon Hill. He found out that all these highly successful people had excellent and wonderful human relations. And you know what this young man did? He compiled all those notes into one single book and he published that book. And the moment he printed the book started selling millions of copies worldwide. And the young man, who was unknown till such time, became a celebrity in the USA overnight. The name of the book was Napoleon Hill? No. Who's that? Yes, you're right. The name of the book was How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the name of the young man was Dale Carnegie. Most of us have probably heard that book, read that book. It's already, probably it's lying in your house. And the only thing is, you have not gone through the first chapter of the book. An average salesman does not even go beyond the first page of any book. That's why he's called as an average salesman. So let's go into it. So Dale Carnegie's book on how to win friends and influence people. Rajesh, who should read this book? Very simple. You take your right hand and put on your left hand and see if pulse is there. If there is pulse, also, or you can probably take your hand and put it into your nostrils and see if there is air. If you can feel some warmth or if there is some air, that means you should have gone through this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. But Rajesh, whenever I take a book, immediately I go to sleep. Read in your language that you're comfortable. This book is available everywhere in every language. No excuses. So, How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the largest sold personal development books in the world. Now, Dale Carnegie was not that educated. He already read, wonderful, excellent, beautiful. Now, Dale Carnegie was not that educated. He was only a matriculate. And even to this day, the best of the psychologists and the psychiatrists are unable to understand as to how Dale Carnegie, being only a matriculate, had such an in-depth knowledge of the human psychology. And practicing those principles of Dale Carnegie, you and I look like magnets wherever you go. And wherever you go, people fall in love with you. So one of the most important things that you and I can do is to work on a very important thing called excellent human relations. What a distinction. How do you work on it? Okay, there are multiple things that we can probably give you, not just one distinction. How do you deal with your spouse, kids, etc.? Let's go a little above that. All right, let's go. Some people are visibly unhappy. We call this as melancholy. Psychologists often use this term. What is melancholy? A state of unexplainable sadness. You're sad, but no reason why. You should be. There is every reason for you to celebrate, but you're not. Hollow success or empty success. One of the reasons for this hollow success or empty success could be this. See, this is how I see. Some of us are very happy here. The reason is because a relationship that means the world to you is working good, the way in which you want it. Some of us are not. That is because my guess is a relationship that means the world to you is not going good or great. Something is not right. Unfulfilled. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Unfulfilled. That's a good word. The reason why some people are visibly unhappy is because their relationships are incomplete. What do I mean by incomplete? What is complete relationship? Like, for example, the husband and wife, both of them are living together, but they are not. You know, the divorce rate in US is about 63%. In India, the divorce rate is much higher than US. What? Yes. Because in India, people are emotionally divorced. You live under the same roof, just for the sake of society and kids, you cannot break up now. But divorce has taken place long ago. Father and son, both of them are living in the same house, but both of them don't talk to each other. There is no proper relationship with the mother. You don't look at the mother in the eyes of the mother when the mother talks. You look at the carpet, ceiling, outside the window, but you don't. Between two brothers. Incomplete relationship. I'm not talking about other areas now. Let's talk mainly about the most important thing. A reason why most people are unhappy probably is because their relationship with source is affected. What do you mean by source? Which is the very first love that you and I have in this world. The very first relationship that you and I have in this world is with our parents. Your father and mother, my father and mother, isn't it? Look at this. Your father and mother, my father and mother had no other responsibility but to give birth to you and I. And the moment we were born, the responsibility ended forever. But most of us don't think so. Most of us think that they ought to do probably everything for us. No. Everything that your father and mother, mine, have done is all a bonus. That means the suit I'm wearing, the car I drive, the money I have in the bank, the wonderful clients I have like you, friends I have like you. Everything is a blessing given to me by my father and mother except my birth. And people fail to understand this. You know, Rajesh Murthy's mother's responsibility was to give birth to me. And the moment I was born, her responsibility technically ended, like all other creatures of lower order in the animal kingdom. Even feeding the first milk was my mother's choice. She could have taken me and thrown me in the gutter nearby, but she didn't do that. She chose to raise me. She chose to bring me up. Whatever Rajesh has got in his life except his birth, everything is a blessing. Everything is a bonus given to me by my parents. And once we understand this, the whole world shifts. One of the biggest energy drainers in this world, at the same time, one of the biggest energy creators in this world is the source. You know, the source is everything. You heal with your source and the whole world comes back to you. All the power in the world lies at your source. I cannot go so deep into this because we are running out of time, but there are 3 things that you and I need to talk to your parents and mine. If they are still around, it's a blessing. If they are not around, write a letter to the departed soul. That's the best way to ask for forgiveness. Not forgiving someone It's like I'm drinking poison every day so that one day you will die. That's not going to happen. So there are three things that you tell your father and mother. Number one, father and mother, please forgive me for all those things I have done to you intentionally or otherwise, knowingly or otherwise. Second one, father and mother, you are perfectly imperfect the way you are. This is how you are and that is how I want you to be. I don't want you to change for me, but I'll change for you. Number three, I accept you as you are and as you are not. You don't have to change. Their frequencies don't match with you. The more you probably try to change, this is going to be a major interruption in your day. And depending on the magnitude of that interruption and that visible irritation that you probably have there, it will take probably days to weeks to months to come back. Some people don't talk to their parents. Teenagers especially. I tell those teenagers, you will not talk to your own father? Shame on you. Not to anybody in particular. Just, I tell him, shame on you, young man. What if that old man dies tonight? Will you not be left with guilt and remorse and shame for the rest of your life? Will you not be able to forgive? You'll not be able to forgive yourself. As long as the man was alive, I should have just spoken 2 words. When the mother speaks, people look at the carpet. People look at the ceiling. Mother, the greatest force on this planet Earth, that angel to whom you can never repay in any way for what she has done. How do you repay your mother? There is a way. You pray to God that you are born again. And you also pray to God that your mother is born to you as your child in your next birth. And you take care of your mother the way she took care of you. And you repay the debt of gratitude back to her. All the power that we have in our life comes from our source. That's why they say the umbilical cord is the most important thing. Why do there are so many things. Okay, anyway, these are all beyond the scope of our program. We'll go deep into this, the belly center, the different sources of energy, the chakras, etc. We'll not go so deep into it. Let's go straight into the next important thing. All right, what do you think is number 4 distinction coming up very, very soon? One of the most brilliant things that you and I can do is utilize this God-given talent. What do you think this God-given talent is? At the bottom of every great success is someone who has mastered the art of speaking. At the bottom of every great success is someone who has mastered on how do you speak well. That means communication is a skill that changes everything for you overnight. I come from a Hindi medium, complete Hindi medium. English was alien language until 10th. But then, things changed. Let's look at this. Long ago, between the year 1940s, 20s and 40s, 30s and 40s, Dale Carnegie, the man who wrote this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, his organization was doing an introductory program or a preview program for the people of the New York town. And for all the people who had come there, Dale Carnegie's institute provided them with a questionnaire. And the questionnaire had several questions in them. Question number 1, as a priority, do you want a house? Question number 2, as a priority, do you want to drive a nice car? Question number 3, do you want a beautiful spouse? Question number 4, do you want credibility, power, status, prestige in the society, and so on and so forth? And in between 15 to 20 of such similar questions, there was one question that was looking right out of the place, staring at the audience. And would you be interested in knowing what the question was? The question was, would you be interested in polishing your communication skills and the gift of public speaking? And guess what? More than 80% of the audience who were sitting there that night, they ticked and said, yes, we would like to work on our communication skills. Because why? Because they knew that once you have that, everything else is mandatory. The moment you can speak brilliantly or talk wonderfully, everything else automatically follows. That is why somebody wrote a beautiful book called Talk and Grow Rich by Ron Holland, or Dottie Walters and Lily Walters of the Dottie Walters Speakers Bureau fame. She said, Speak and Grow Rich. A beautiful book, fantastic book. Once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Life and death lies in the tongue. That's why in the English language they say, hung by the tongue. It's a skill that changes everything overnight. So one of the most important skills that you want to do is monetize your message. Any message, anything that you have. Now, most of us are immediately visualizing, oh, you're talking about public speaking, getting on the stage and then speaking to a large group of audience. You're getting it wrong. No, I'm talking about if you're making a presentation, if you're doing a one-on-one, if you're selling a product, if you're selling your services, if you're selling yourself in a job, monetize your message. Speak so brilliantly, whether it's in a group or in a single setting or in a webinar, online, offline, whatever it is. Speak so brilliantly, the other man finds value in what you are speaking, so that the message lands on the other side whenever you speak. I'm not talking about public speaking alone. All right, let's go. So let's move into the next very important thing before I'm going to borrow time from the other Q&A. Q&A, we can make it condensed thing. What do you think is the next immediate thing that we are going to talk about? Any guesses? One of the foremost qualities, recently we had a beautiful session on this. It was open to all, I guess. If you missed it, it is available on the portal. Madam Shivani will tell you everything. No time for that now. She's going to tell you where it's probably accessible and how. Now, one of the most important things that you and I can probably work on is on this quality called what? Assertiveness. Indians, largely Asians, we have been kept away from this very important quality in life called assertiveness. If I don't open up, if I don't speak, if I bottle up my feelings, and if I continue that, what happens is the world outside, it begins to play around with me, like the toy in the toy shop. And every time they give a spring, you react the same way. What is assertiveness? Being able to speak openly, directly, appropriately, genuinely to anyone, he or she doesn't matter, without feeling guilty about what you said or what you did. It's your ability to speak openly and with conviction to anyone without feeling guilty about what you said or what you did. And if you can do this on a lifelong basis, there should be no problem. Unfortunately, most human beings suffer from 3 diseases or disease. Number 1, inappropriate communication. Number 2, indirect communication. And number 3, dishonest communication. So dishonest communication, inappropriate communication, and indirect communication. What is assertiveness? In its simplest sense, mean what you say and say what you mean without sounding mean. One of the most beautiful things that you can do to fix your life and get what you want is assertiveness. The world doesn't respond when you're not assertive. Asking for your right. In India, what happens, sadly, we confuse assertiveness with aggressiveness. So when somebody is aggressive, we think he is assertive. That is not aggressiveness. Somebody who is really polished, a VP of a company, would not be aggressive. He'll still get the job done, but assertiveness. We'll probably talk about this as time moves on. And the last distinction that can put you... So once you are assertive, that is why you may be a little surprised. Can a person get this assertive? You might be a little surprised. I've been doing this program for 27 years. Initially, we were in public programs. Now we have stopped that model. Large auditoriums, you book stadiums and you hire lakhs of people. That is why I covered about 3 million people in 27 years. Now I'm not covering that much. All those are all public audience, public program. Anything you give free, people will come in huge numbers. And you advertise in paper, etc. You book Tal Katara Stadium or probably Shiva Chhatrapati Shivaji Stadium. Whole stadium is full because it's free. Now, public program. The second one is corporate program. The third one, of course, is private clientele that we work. Corporate program, often, 2 things. 2 problems with corporate program. In a corporate program, people come only looking for lunch and dinner. They don't come looking for a program. I ask at the end of the program, in-house program, how was the program? He says, delicious. No, I said program. No, wonderful. Menu was wonderful. So the agenda is something else different in a corporate program. Even before I go out of the program, they push me out and they run out first out of the door. Whereas in a public program, they said, no, sir, please wait, and then we're going to talk to you because we love the program so much, we love you so much. Corporate program. So that is why one of the most, when the money is not coming from your pocket, there is no wait, isn't it? Let us say you invested about 1 lakh, now your life is on fire. Why? Because your investment is there. That is why you cannot, without money, actual transformation does not happen. That's why people go through zillions of YouTube videos, Facebook videos, only to probably come back at the same place where they started. They are closer to where they began than to where they are going. After circling all around for 10 years, we are closer to where we started. That's why these free stuffs don't really change people. So a corporate program, look at the assertiveness. I asked this corporate, any corporate, first question. Rajesh, we have a requirement for so-and-so program, and we want you to be the speaker for the evening or the day. First question, what are you paying? Wait, let's talk about the program. No, what is the budget? No, we'll first talk about the program, the modality, the profile, etc. You send your proposal, etc. What is the pay? Now, some of you might probably thinking that is too rude of you. No, because you don't want to offer value at a lower level. And if your value is not appreciated or admired, you don't want to be in the wrong place. See, at the same time, you could have served a client that would have totally changed his life or business or revenue because they respect what you do. One of the most important things is, are you offering value? See, when you offer value at a low level, you're always not seen valuable. You want to you want to offer value at a very high level. That's why I tell the client, if the client is not willing to pay me, I tell them, see, there are two programs I do. One is a fee program, and the next is a no fee program. I don't do free program for you. I can do a no fee program. Okay, that no fee program, all the more better. I tell him only half an hour. What? Only half an hour? I thought full day. No. You want a no fee program, that also you want full? No, only half an hour. Let's do a no fee program. So I do a lot of no fee program called preview or introductory program. Be assertive, otherwise the world will probably trample you and move on. The last one and the final distinction. This is a distinction that will completely change your whole life. Assertiveness is so deep that is there as a part of our program. You can probably get onto the portal sometime later on and see. Madam will tell you, Shivani ji will tell you. Okay, now let's go. One of the most important quality, this could be the foremost quality of a human being. And I've been, fortunately, by God's grace, this is a quality that has never left me. In fact, this quality, this man wrote, Frank Bedgar. He wrote a book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. Even Dale Carnegie endorsed this book. On the preface, it's all about Dale Carnegie writing how wonderful this book is. Dale Carnegie never endorses other books, but then this is the only book. The book's name is called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. The first chapter is enough. After that, you can close the book. You don't have to read the whole book. The first chapter is the sixth distinction. This is something that will totally change your life. Years ago in San Francisco, there was once a research. And you know what they did for this research? They took about 15 people who were of the age of 75 and above, all 75 plus people. And they were asked to think, all these 75-year-old people, they were asked to think, pretend and act that they were only 55 years old. They were asked to wear the uniform of the company they wore about 20 years ago. And then maintain the same kind of habits 20 years ago. Read the newspapers, books, television, magazines, drama, serial program, everything they did 20 years ago. Describe their families, wives and kids 20 years ago. Describe the American president and the environment, the political climate 20 years ago. In other words, these people were asked to think, pretend and act, fake it until they face it, fake it until they make it, until 20 years ago. Live the life 20 years ago. The conditions were created such that everything was like 20 years ago. And 15 days later to this camp, something amazing happened. Many of these 75-year-old people, they started walking in one straight line. Many of them, they dropped their walking sticks away. Few of them started focusing better with glasses or without glasses. And they also noticed that biologically, the lungs opened up 2 times better for oxygen. Kidney started filtering 200% better. And something even more amazing happened. A photograph of these old people prior to the camp and later to the camp, before the camp and after the camp was taken, and it was given to an independent panel of judges like Mr. Ajay or like Mr. Rakesh. And looking at both the photographs before the camp and after the camp, these participants, they said, this is the photograph of the same old man. The ones who saw the photograph outside, who did not know that the camp was going on, they looked at both the photographs and said, this has to be the photograph of the same old man, but taken at least 3 years ago, 5 years ago. You know why? By pretending enthusiasm for just 15 days alone, even the skin luster, it returned back. One of the most important qualities of any probably speaker, non-speaker, any human being is enthusiasm. That is why it is said so beautifully, catch fire with enthusiasm and people will come from miles to see you burn. Mark Twain said it so beautifully. If you can give your son or daughter only one gift in life, let it be the gift of enthusiasm. Let's imagine I started this program at 7 a.m. like this. Friends, long, long ago, in a small village, there lived, by this time everybody probably would have shut their computer down and said, Bhago! But since I said, long, long ago, in a village, there lived a young and strong man. You also sat down. Oh, seems to be a good story. Let's watch. All right. Enthusiasm. That is why Mark Twain said it so beautifully. All of us must be like the pet dog at home. Every time somebody rings the bell or knocks the door, the dog comes rushing to the door thinking that somebody has come for him. And the person who comes inside conveniently ignores the pet and goes away many times. But despite the fact that the pet has been ignored millions of times, thousands of times, the pet has never lost its enthusiasm. One quality that changes everything is enthusiasm. Catch fire with enthusiasm. People will come from miles to see you burn. All these successful people, any successful people, they have an extra spring in talking, extra spring in walking, extra spring in the relationships they have with other people, extra spring in the work that they put in, and that extra spring changes everything. You want to be successful? Walk 25% faster than the rest of the crowd. Do things 25% faster. The world will be astonished. There'll be LBW looking at who you are and what you are. Enthusiasm changes everything. Everything. So if there is one distinction that you and I probably need to work on, it is on enthusiasm. That's why they say a running dog does not catch fleas, those insects. You know why? Because he is running. When you're running, you don't even know your limitations. You're not grounded. You're flying. All right. So glad that you and I had a chance to probably we had a wonderful session. All thanks to SOS community, all the other gentlemen who are there, and Miss Shivani, and all the entire panel that is actually orchestrating this entire program. Thank you so much. I just cannot appreciate you enough for making it possible to be a part of this program. You got some questions? You can always we can always take these questions. Otherwise, largely we are done. So just go through those distinctions again. Make sure that your entire thing is on attention, decisions, and energy, profits, productivity, and performance. The second thing that we spoke about was thinking big. It takes the same energy to think big as much as it takes to dream small. So visualization, verbalization, and vitalization of those goals. The third thing that we spoke was relationships, yeah, especially with your source. That is why Khalil Gibran said so beautifully, don't use the sharpness of your tongue on the mother that taught you how to speak. So relationships is something that we spoke about. Third one. The fourth distinction we spoke was monetizing your message. Make sure your voice, your name, and your face is heard enough, and then you work on this very important gift God has given you, which is communication. The fifth one that we spoke was assertiveness, because without this quality, the world will probably eat you alive. Now, one of the most important qualities is assertiveness, and the last and final thing that we spoke was all the time be a live wire. How do you know somebody has attended my program? Touch that person. If you get an electric shock, that means he has taken Rajesh Murthy's program. Be 11,000 volts of energy. Let people be astonished with the kind of energy that you put in every single facet of life, be it relationship, be it with your family, be it with your parents, or be it with the work or business that you're doing. Be a live wire. Transform everyone probably who comes in contact with you. Let induction take place. All right, so this is what probably we spoke. I'm going to stop sharing, and there is a very important thing that I want to talk about. The important thing that I want to talk about is this. All right, am I sharing? Am I still sharing? No, I'm not
Uh,
sharing.
you, your screen is not yet visible.
My
The
screen
entire
still,
presentation, it
my
was not
presentation,
there. Yeah, screens were not visible.
right from the beginning.
Yes,
Okay.
it never realized that you were sharing some screen. You were talking flawlessly
Mm-hmm.
with so much enthusiasm and energy that we were just hooked to your listening.
Perfect. Perfect. That should
So
have
you can
probably.
yeah, go through the slides, or
Is it
we can
visible? Is
share
it
it.
visible now?
Yeah, now visible.
Oh my God. No problem.
It didn't
No problem.
toggle.
This is the
Yeah.
book. Somebody probably could
Yeah.
have left a message on the chat box
Initially,
that.
up till here, we saw, but then
So
you switched on.
this is the book Uncomplicate, and this is the
Right.
first model that we spoke of. Good, all the more good. Why? Because this time you didn't see the screen, so you totally heard me around. So number one, this is what we spoke about. Number two, we spoke about goal setting and actualization of those goals. Number three, we spoke about excellent human relationships, and then we spoke about monetizing your message. The fifth one was assertiveness, and the last one we spoke about was enthusiasm. These were the six things that we spoke about. I think the screen is at least visible now. Yes. All right,
Yes,
great,
it's
wonderful,
visible.
good. Jeff Bezos hates PPTs, and he said, "Don't bring any presentation to any program." That's how when we do programs for Amazon, they say the same thing. Don't bring PPTs at all. I just want you. But then there are other companies, they say, I want a presentation without which our people will not be able to pay attention entirely. So I'll do a mix of both. But today's presentation was like the Jeff Bezos way. He also doesn't believe in what do you call work-life balance. If you go to Amazon and do a work-life balance, they'll probably not even give you the contract, because in reality work-life balance doesn't exist at all. Going out of balance is the way to get balance. You lose balance. You learn by walking by losing balance. You learn anything by losing balance. All right, so I think I'm going to unmute you, whatever questions you have. And Shivani ji, you have to tell me in what order people are there, so that somebody doesn't feel that, you're also the host, so you can unmute people accordingly and ask them to probably have a question or two, because somebody should not feel that I'm there from the
Right.
beginning and today I'm not, my opportunity is not given. So. That's it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, each one of you. And rest of the details, Miss Shivani will tell you. Last minute, we do programs in 3 levels. The first level is called level 1, which is free. No commitments, no strings attached. rajeshmurthy.com. Everything is free. No commitment. The second level is like the Netflix top tier. It's called as the membership experience. Level 2 membership we call. And that level 2 membership contains the whole set of all the events that happen, both ready on the platform as well as the ones that will go live. It's dynamically updated. The second level. The third level is the highest level. We call this as the private inner circle. I will not talk about it because entry to that is almost restricted, very very tight to allow into the level 3. We don't. So but if at all somebody qualifies, then we will probably see for the third level. We often say no. And level 2 is a fantastic place. It's called as the membership experience. Like if you're in Netflix top tier, you don't have to ask, isn't it? Will this come in 4K resolution? Will this be 8K? Will I get this channel or not? Program movie, everything opens. It's like the same way. You can access everything on level 2, at least 130, 40, 50 programs, and it is dynamically updated, and the landscape is changing. How to qualify for the third level? Probably Shivani ji will probably tell you, or let's probably move on. So third level is our inner circle. This is where you buy your life back. Second level is fantastic, level 2 as well. So please don't be under the impression that I'm trying to sell something. I'm trying to add value because this is enormous value. So all right. So over to Miss Shivani. I have made sure that everybody can unmute. So Shivani ji,
Yeah,
whoever is
thank you,
who's
sir.
to ask question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. People can ask their questions. And thank you for the energy and enthusiasm that you put in today. It was super duper awesome. And yes, we enjoyed your session. It's definitely these six distinctions are what makes the difference in somebody's life. And the way they work, the results they get, definitely it's going to work.
Thank you.
So, inviting audience for question and answers. But before that, let me introduce what Rajesh Murthy ji has proposed. He has a level 2 program where annual membership based program it is. And for the SOS community, if someone joins that program, he's offering a 50% flat discount. So anyone interested, I'll just float a Google form in the chat box and you can fill if you are interested to invest. The investment for the same is 3,000 per month. That counts to 36,000 per year. But he has given a timeline of 72 hours. By then, if you wish to register, you can avail the 50% discount. Otherwise, on his website, you can go and find the things. That's completely free. So this was the information I wanted to share. And let's come back to the audience questions. So let me check.
It's like 50 rupees a day, a cup of coffee.
Yeah, right,
That's how it is.
right. So I can't see the hands raised. Yes,
I
Anurag.
can see Anurag ji.
Yeah.
But you've been such a brilliant audience. Saturday morning taking time at 7 and showing up is not easy at all. I cannot appreciate you enough for what you did. This is a very rare thing. I mean, 7 in the morning you show up. I know there are communities that do, but I cannot appreciate. This time could have probably been put elsewhere, but you invested here. So thank you so much. You've been a brilliant audience. Anurag ji, please.
Yeah, so Rajesh sir, thank you for giving your summons. Actually, I would mention, and actually, you had mentioned in the flow that I'll be stopping the presentation. So we thought it was for such for us good only that you wanted to stop, and you didn't realize, and we also didn't realize because we were so mesmerized with your speaking that the message you wanted to deliver it got delivered. So that was a thing.
Thank you.
And actually, for this program, I got just 5 minutes before intimation. Means I was sleeping, and suddenly
Amazing.
my phone vibrated, and I saw a message from one of my another community member, Gaurav Sharma, and he has pinged me that. So I just ignored it. I thought it will be somewhere in evening, and just I woke up for toilet, and then I saw the message time, and it was just 2 minutes was left to join, and immediately just sat down to listen to you. And thank you for providing such wonderful values and the insights.
Thank you,
We
Anuruddhi.
are somewhere were aware about these values, but again, as you mentioned, that the what all matters is the assertiveness and communication. How you provide to that things is the thing. It gets communicated immediately with the people. So the way you put it forward was excellent, and the assertiveness you put behind that was also excellent. Thank you for that such wonderful insights, and we'll surely be looking to associate with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So nice that you were actually sleeping, and what happened is all of a sudden somebody woke up by moving the ground beneath you. So it was like a earthquake experience for you all of a sudden at 7. So nice. But despite the fact that you showed up, that's really wonderful. Uh, P.T. Barman, have you heard of him? The greatest showman on earth, P.T. Barman, and he says 80% of your success lies in just showing up. So nice. Just show up, and that's what you did today. So nice. Just show up. If you are in the right environment, what happens is things change. All right. So go ahead. Any questions that you might have, Shivani ji? You can probably orchestrate the order. I'm not really sure.
Yes. Yeah, Neerja, you can go ahead.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good
Good
morning,
morning, ma'am.
Rajesh.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
thank you very much for this session today, and I thank Universe for getting me into this session.
So
Just like
nice.
that, I just clicked on the link and I just joined.
So
I didn't
nice.
know that it was your session today. I just wanted to have some extra nuggets of knowledge, so I just logged into this session. And I relate to your two stories. The one that axe story, that you have to sharpen your axe, not that you have the best axe in the world,
Hmm.
but still you have to sharpen it every
Wow.
day. So
Right.
I am relating to that story as I am in the process of sharpening my axe, and the enthusiasm, that story that you have uh, uh,
Narrated.
quoted in this session. So, come what may, whatever happens with your life, that enthusiasm should not be lost.
Hmm.
Like the pet. So, I would love to be that pet, come what may, anything that life throws at me. I will not be I mean, lowering in my enthusiasm. So these are the two things that I related well in your thing. And coming to this assertiveness, I have this question. So at times I cannot be assertive because of the other person in the office. So mostly in the office, at home as well, like I can manage. But in the office, there are certain productivity issues that are related. So I cannot be assertive. So in the productivity area, how should I be assertive and tell the point to the, I mean, point blank, that making it black and white?
Okay. Okay.
So,
People pleasing. Now, one of the best ways is by. Have you ever seen a judge? My wife is an advocate.
mhm,
So you've seen judges. When you see a
yeah.
judge, there is a separate kind of aura around this man. His energy enters the room before even he enters the room. And when he leaves the room, people actually he was sigh of relief. Oh my God, he has gone. Kind of. That doesn't mean that there is fear, but there is respect for that authority. That means you draw a benchmark right from the beginning of your work career. You always are tough on the outside, teddy bear on the inside. This toughness, that means we, when Miss Neeraja probably assigns a work or assigns a role or talks to us, there is always an element of toughness. That tough love is what we call. You love your team, the team that works for you or with you, but then you also draw lines that they do not cross. So it is in the tone, it is in the demeanor, it is in the behavior, the way we carry ourselves, and in our words and in our actions. When people have understood that for a long time that we are loose and we are not really serious, they tend to play around with. See, many companies do this mistake, not just individuals. When the employee has a new induction program, they let the employee loose. Do whatever you want. Next 1 month, 2 months. Now the employee has learned all the good habits along with the bad habits. The supervisor says, just excuse me, and he goes for 11 o'clock tea break. He says, there's no tea break now. It got over at 10:30. No, no, for me, all that doesn't apply. He goes for lunch at 12. Lunch is at 1, but he goes. Now, but brilliant organizations, what they do, they tighten the screw initially. They don't let you breathe. And after some time, they slowly unloosen or loosen the screw, and the employees begin to breathe. So that means, here is a wonderful thing: controlled discipline with freedom is actually freedom. That means to say, one of the best ways to be assertive is to make sure that you set standards in the workplace. You can laugh with them. You can probably have a good time with your team. But when it comes to working, punctuality and your discipline, these are two things which you will not probably, lack of which you will not accept at all. Let the world lay a golden brick road for, you will lay a golden brick road for people who have punctuality and discipline. So these are two non-negotiables. That means you will always show up on time. You will be extremely disciplined. You will not accept no for an answer. There is an element of sternness like the judge's face that doesn't leave you at all. When people look at you, they like you, they admire you, they respect you, but they also slightly fear you. The reason they fear you is because this is respect combined with fear, a very rare quality of a human being. That's how a parent also should be. Your kids should respect you, love you, like you, but also fear you. Fear in the sense not, see, that is why we always tell, I know I'm going out of the point here, you don't hit your children. But let the fear remain. I've never hit my children, never. I got 2 kids. You see this hand here? I would rather lose my hand than touching my children with this hand. The problem with hitting a child is when you hit a child, the child doesn't stop loving you. It stops loving itself. That's a bigger problem. You rob the child of the self-esteem. Same way, when it comes to employees, you are strict with them. At the same time, there is tenderness in your approach. That is, you know who you are and what is the job you're assigning. Your words have seriousness and sternness. We'll talk about that. But it's very important for us to be assertive, which is your communication is direct. Is it landing on the direct in the sense not like on the face? That does not mean direct. It means that it has to, assertiveness. Be assertive.
Yeah. Okay.
An element of seriousness never leaves. See, some people straighten up. Some people straighten up when people arrive. I want your organization people to straighten up when Miss Neeraja enters. Some people light up a room when they arrive. Some people light up a room when they leave. You want to be the first one.
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Neeraja. Anything else?
Thank you, Miss Neeraja. Rajesh, do you have extra time or shall we close by 8:30?
Yeah, no problem.
Because
My next event
no
is at
problem.
9, so no problem.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that we'll go up to
So
9.
yeah, I'll request everyone to keep it short, within
short.
30 seconds only.
Yeah,
Mangala
my
ma'am.
answers will be short as well.
Yeah, Mangala ma'am, please.
Mr. Nabi Khan?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Nice to see you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Such a nice session. Unfortunately, I joined late also, but the part that I listened was really inspiring, and it gave me a lot of insights into a lot of things. My question here is, because there are a lot of initiatives that we have to bring in our life by learning from your program, what is the age band one should think of it? Because if you are in past 60s, is it still the right age? I know the answer would be that it is till you die, you should be practicing the principle. But I want to have a realistic view of what is the age band we should be in. Thank you.
Fantastic. What a great question. With your permission, may I ask you how old are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm 64.
Fantastic. You are actually 24. Let me tell you why. Now, life begins at 40. That is why seldom people achieve success before the age of 40. Most successes are always achieved after the age of 40. Napoleon Hill wrote a whole book, Think and Grow Rich, a book that took more than 20 years in the making, and he says that life actually begins at 40. And that is why most people achieve very little success before the age of 40, bearing very few people like Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, or some tech wizard, etc. Most people find their footing and calling only after the age of 40. And between the ages 40 and 50, mostly men, let's talk to the men here, between the ages 40 and 50 and 60, something radically shifts in a human being, especially in men. He wrote a chapter called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. I don't want to talk deep about it. I want you to gather the book of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. What is transmute? Conversion from one energy to another form of energy. So he wrote a fantastic book. And see, between the ages 40 and 50, 55, something radically shifts inside a human being. So if you are about 40 plus today, and if you're 42 here, congratulations, you are just 2 years old. And if you're 38, congratulations, you are still in the embryo stage. You're not born yet. So there's a lot to achieve. There's a lot to achieve. So, sir, your answer to the question is you are only 24. I want you to be like Abdul Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam. The best way to live your life is die doing what you love doing. He was a scientist. He was a DRDO head, and then he was ISRO. He was in ISRO, and then he was a defense minister, and he was a president of our country. Various portfolios Dr. Abdul Kalam, held all his life. But the best thing that Dr. Abdul Kalam loved doing was teaching. And he died exactly doing the very thing that he loved.
Okay.
So the best way to actually go away is by doing that last thing until probably God calls us, until God dials our number. What a fantastic way to live. And no other president, by the way, till now in the history of Indian presidencyship, no other president has commanded as much respect as Dr. Abdul Kalam has commanded. The day he died, I don't know if you can recollect that day, the nation stood still.
True.
What a man. What a wonderful man. You want to go away that way till the last day of your life. That is why retirement is a myth. Retirement is, there is no retirement at all. So beautiful.
True.
Even I want to probably go away doing the same thing, which is speak till the last day of our life. But don't worry, my participants, it is not today. I'm still there. All right, go ahead.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you. Mangala ma'am, you can go ahead.
We see.
Are you there?
Yeah, Pinaki.
Okay, Abhinav. Okay, Pinaki.
Where are you, ma'am? Yeah, please, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, Mangala Herkal from
Sorry.
Pune. I want to speak 3 sentences only. When I conduct my sessions, there are first sentence I tell them, decide whether you're living, whether you're surviving, or whether you're alive. I think that sums up your talk for the day. Two, I'd like to say when I conduct my sessions, I tell all my people, if you want promotion, it is not the knowledge, not the skill, but it is your communication which will give you the promotion. 2, third is what Abdul Kalam says, if you want to learn in life, learn not how people have become successful, but learn from their failures. 3, and the 4th sentence I'd like to say is, in literature, there is something called ennui, E-N-N-U-I. Okay, so if you understand what is ennui, then you understand what is enthusiasm. And fourthly, when I was in Europe, I did a full-fledged 4 months course, how to teach properly, how to train people. And they told me, first thing, throw out your pen drive out of the window, see how effective you can be. Lesson number 4. And the 5th thing is you become what you want to act, what you want to be. This is what literature tells me. So thank you for a wonderful session. I will always be inspired by you, and I'm as enthusiastic as you can imagine, not what I am. Thank you very much. I bow and sincerely for your wonderful command over the language, which will always make you successful. Thank you.
So nice. And throughout this, small little talk that you gave, there was an element that didn't leave you at all, which was enthusiasm. You were excited throughout your, small little narrative that you had now. Talk.
Yeah,
So
my
nice.
DNA is always my sincerity.
Wow, excellent. Very nice. So, anybody else? Thank you so much.
I have a question, Rajesh ji.
Can I talk?
If Shivani ji allow.
Yes, please go ahead.
Please.
Yeah, who wants to go
Shivani.
first? Abhinav?
Whatever, is it okay if the other person
please
is
go
okay?
ahead.
I'm perfectly fine.
Sure, no.
All right.
Yes, go
Thank you so much, Rajesh ji, for the wonderful session that you have given today. I really like that, and I really appreciate that, the time that you have taken off. I just joined 5 minutes late. I was exercising. So just want to know, just a quick question. Are you anywhere related to Mr. Narayan Murthy?
Oh, no, I wish I were, but no, I'm not.
For your level 2, I'll speak to Shivani ji for it. But if you can just brief a little bit that what exactly that will be getting in that, or how to get in level 3, that will be
100%.
wonderful.
100%. 100%. We'll send you the link. Probably that will probably tell you everything about what the program is all about.
You can fill up the Google form in the chat box and we'll get back to
Yeah.
you.
Once you probably click the link, entire thing opens up, and then you probably can see everything step by step. And oh, this is what it is. This is what it is not. Also, level 3, we'll talk to you about it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I guess you're walking somewhere, and despite the fact that you were exercising or working out, you took the time of the day to be part of the session. So nice.
Yes.
Your background looks so picturesque. Wonderful.
Yes, I'm walking right now because I can't do lifting once your session started. So I thought, let me just walk while I'm taking the session. So it has to be like focus.
Excellent. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you so much. The next gentleman or lady, please.
All right. So let me introduce myself. So I am ABNLP certified neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner.
Wow, very nice.
And I'm into coaching only for last couple of years. And before that, almost about 3.5 decade, I was into just learning all these things, knowing about all these things related to brain, neuroscience, language patterns, and all those things. This was just my hobby, nothing beyond that. So Rajesh, what I picked up today is the connection between income and outcome. I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
The eye opener which happened to me between income and outcome is amazing. And I also talked about something that a new word which is called outsight, OUTSIGHT.
Mm-hmm.
Outside is what shows up as when you work on your insights.
Wow.
So I thought I was just reciprocating this gift to you.
Yeah, it's a gift because this is something that you are giving me today. So brilliant. Wonderful. Outside and insight. I've never heard of that. Wonderful.
Outside is what shows up when you work on your insights.
Wonderful.
People can see it.
Excellent. So nice. What a brilliant way you captured that. See, that is why when I buy a new car or a house, I don't feel anything. The rest of the world says, oh, we bought a car. We don't feel anything. The reason is because the car was always there inside. Here is a beautiful extension for you. This will help you. When you have taken care of the inside, on the income, you don't now need anything on the outcome. Even if it doesn't come, it's all right because it has already happened on the income.
Exactly.
And when it happens, you don't even feel it because it has already happened many times inside. You're already an embodiment of that particular thing. That is why you don't need external validation, somebody to say you were good, bad, etc. You have this. That is why you should never be known by the car or the house that you live in. Oh, you see that man who drives that Mercedes? That is the man I'm talking about. That's a very bad way to refer to someone. You should not be known as a man who drives the BMW or lives in that villa. You should be known as a man, see that man who has created this kind of impact, influence, and income. He has changed the lives of so many people. That is the man I'm referring to. You want to be known by that, not by your house and car. So beautiful. Inside and outside. Brilliant.
Yes.
Excellent.
And,
so nice.
And one more way of looking at this income and outcome, which I discovered for myself is, your income is the outcome of what you have become. So I just want to thank you for that, for making that difference in my life. And I look forward to work in collaboration with you.
Thank you.
Right.
So nice.
Yeah, not just joining the level 2.
So nice.
But
so
we
nice.
probably at level 4. If there is
any.
Thank you so much for this wonderful
I'll open one new level. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have the next gentleman? Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have...
we have Krish. Krish wanted to speak. Krish, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you. Thanks, Shivani. Thank you, Rajesh Murthy. Wonderful session. In fact, I'm just on the opposite side of the Eramanjal Colony, Panjagutta. I'm speaking from.
Nice. Very nice.
So, yeah, so near yet so far. So, a lot of great takeaways. I think the one which really touched my heart was becoming the person as part of the journey and not where you reach to, because most of the sessions I've attended, and by the way, thanks to my great friend Gaurav Sharma, otherwise I would have missed this call.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah. So a lot of takeaways, like I said, but the one thing which I will take away, and have background, a lot of friends from the armed forces, and I was yesterday actually sitting with a Garud commando. So we talked exactly what you mentioned about. And like you said, so this person is so humble. He would never even say that he was actually one. But I could see a lot of correlation between that and here. So thanks for that. And yeah, happy Ganesh Nimajanam, and I can maybe walk over to Taj Deccan Road and meet you. So
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We moved to high-tech city, by the way, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Sir is from Mr. Krish is from the same place where I am, Hyderabad. That's why he's talking about the areas and locality. So I've been a 30-year-old Bangalorean, but currently last 15 years I stay here, Hyderabad. Beautiful place.
Okay, great, sir. I'll come to high-tech and meet.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your takeaway. Is there anybody else who probably wants to say something, or we are largely done?
We're waiting for Hirani sir's.
Yeah, and also we would like to thank, along with Ms. Shivani ji, one very important pillar here, Mr. Gaurav, because he is also, he is the route through which I got connected with Ms. Shivani. I didn't know that such a great lady is actually doing such wonderful, brilliant work. Had it not been for Mr. Gaurav, it would have not happened. So thank you so much, Shivani ji.
And my gratitude to Gaurav ji as well.
Yes.
For bringing, for connecting you to me.
Yeah, he is the bridge that has actually got us connected.
He's always on camera. I'm not sure why today I can't see him.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And
he's a regular attendee. So he's always there. And
yes. Yeah.
He brings a lot of good, great things.
Correct.
Thank you, Gaurav ji, if you are listening.
Yeah.
Yes, Hirani sir.
We are largely done.
Hirani sir, we await your words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Very different. I've heard so many. We have been critical this program. So many. How many have you done? 131, 150.
Come again, sir.
So your voice is not that clear.
Around 151, 135. But today I was very different. And people, there are about 78 people participating. I think from the recognition. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for distinction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And distinctions make difference. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. What sir was saying about the
I'm telling you very that your enthusiasm, the way you're speaking, or the flow of this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir was talking about the number of session, the series that he was actually mentioning. So it is 136 or something, 130.
Yeah, 136.
136. So that was what he was mentioning. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the energy and thanks for your presence. Anything else that anybody else wants to talk about?
Mangala ma'am raised her hand again.
Can I make you are too big, but can I make a small correction? Because when we work at a higher level, certain things don't change. Can I just correct you a little bit?
Yeah, please.
Am I allowed to correct you?
Oh yeah, please. Most important.
I am an internationally recognized French teacher. I have done my higher studies. So please allow me that when you use foreign words, the rule is, I'm talking of higher level, you're not to change the pronunciation. And I would like to just pronounce French, the French way, and see if you can copy me. Déjà vu it is. View, not vous. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Déjà vu has a very different meaning in French and in literature.
Okay.
It's not vous, it is view.
Okay.
In our Hindi script which we have. Second is, I think somewhere you mentioned the word ennui. It is ennui is the deeper sense of boredom, the non-changeable thing which keeps you where you are. And that is pronounced as ennui. Ennui. I'm repeating it. It's déjà vu and ennui. Sorry if I have crossed my limits and corrected a senior person, but I just thought that I would just help you, not correct you. Please take my words.
Absolutely fine. You know, all the learnings that have taken place over these 27 years from 1997, people ask me, where do you get your stuff from my participants?
So if you ever have any questions related to literature or English or language or even French, I'm always open to you.
Thank you.
I'm from Pune. You can take my number.
Wow.
And I'm an officially recognized teacher by the European government to go across the world and do training. Okay.
I use sorry.
So I would like to say, in case I can help you with some French, I could. Okay.
100%.
So whenever you come across a word, I'll always give you the right pronunciation.
100%. 100%.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, I use Grammarly Business Premium Edition for all my grammar.
So I'm repeating again. It is déjà vu and ennui.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
I use Grammarly Business Premium for all my writings, my things, etc. Now I have a new tool, and the tool is called Mrs. Mangala.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a new free tool I have. So please
Yeah,
give me your email ID.
It's free. I am a person who I share knowledge very freely. I don't attach monetary value.
Correct. Give me your email ID and definitely I will be in touch.
Yes, yes, I will. I'll give it to Shivani and she'll give it to you.
We are always the student.
Come again, sir.
We all are here. We learn from the people who we participate in Instagram session.
Every learning has come from my participant over these 27 years, from 1997 till date. Nothing is mine, it's all yours. So whatever input you gave, I take it sportively, very spiritively, and whatever you said, I take it to heart. And let us make sure that we correct and probably use the right pronunciation. So let's go ahead with the next gentleman or lady, whoever has got a query, or we are largely done.
I think we have done, and you rightly said, as Pinaki ji said, it's you take the insights and convert it into outsides.
Yes, that was brilliant. Yes.
Right.
Thank you so much.
So
and
thank you
really
everyone for making today's session a super duper successful one. We have one of the highest audience count today as well. So thank you for being there on Saturday morning. Despite having a lot of options, you decided to join this session and dedicate the time for your learning. Thank you so much. The Google form is right there and I'll share in the community as well. So whosoever is interested, you can just fill up your details and we'll get back to you. Thank you for making this session wonderfully successful. Thank you, Rajesh ji, for all your energy, enthusiasm, knowledge sharing, and everything you brought in today on Skilling on Saturdays.
Rajesh sir,
Thank you,
my number
everyone.
is
Have
there.
a blessed weekend.
Rajesh sir, my number is there for you to take.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll share now.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
I appreciate each one
Thank
of
you, all the participants. Thank you, Rajesh
Thank
ji.
you so
Thank
much.
you. Have a great weekend and love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Rajesh ji.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
Take
Thank you so
care.
much.
We love you too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.